Hello, everyone. This is Coach Alaco coming to you live from New Jersey right now, where I've spent the last 2 weeks running camps and clinics with my father, which is an annual tradition in our family. I just wanted to check in with the season coming to an end, and just rather than sending a long note, just wanted to kind of send you guys a video and give you my thoughts. First of all, I want to thank everyone, players, coaches, parents, for another great season, one of the best we've had. Players, obviously, there's so many teams in the area to choose from, and I know a lot of you have friends that play on other teams, because this isn't a local program for many of you. For some of you it is, but many of you are driving from a distance and passing up several other programs just to get here, and you make that sacrifice to be on local teams and play with your friends to come to a program that you believe is going to make you the best player you can be. So players, I appreciate that. Coaches, appreciate all that you do. It can be tough on a coach in this program, especially at the younger grade levels, when we go out every weekend and play man-to-man defense and usually play against zone the whole weekend. I always say our teams are at such a significant disadvantage at the younger levels because of our relentless dedication to coaching these players the right way and making sure they learn elite man-to-man defensive skills, and offensively learning how to play a motion offense. Usually it's not a bunch of set plays. It's not give our best player the ball and get out of his way and, hey, everybody else just set screens or whatever it is. It's really trying to make a full, a basketball player. And for all of our guys. So it's a challenge at these games sometimes at the younger levels to coach that way and make sure everybody's getting involved and we're passing and moving and playing a realistic brand of basketball that's going to last, at the higher levels someday. And then, of course, parents, big thank you to you. The sacrifice you make to get our players to games, and, the last second tournament schedules that come out, and then you're orchestrating a weekend plan to get players to and from games. Many of you have multiple children and some in different programs and different sports, and you're making it work. So really appreciate everybody for all of that. I think it's been a very successful year on and off the court. By the end of the year, I'm blown away with how well our teams do compared to what we were back in September. Multiple teams going to tournaments in Reno and getting to the championship or winning the event, teams that, again, back in October were hardly winning a game. And it's just amazing to see the progress our teams and players have made throughout the year. Really enjoyed the last few weeks of the summer doing the Excel camps at the Fieldhouse, and a lot of our NorCal Elite players go to those, and just seeing the improvement individually these players have made over time. It's great in that environment to see our players play against other players coming from other programs and see the skill level our players have. It's very impressive. And I like I said, I'm super appreciative of everybody involved, and hope, you guys have generated a lot of memories and life skills, and of course, lessons on the court that you're going to carry on to the next level, whatever that is. To you 8th graders graduating the program, super excited to see your success at the next level. I think we're known through the area. If you asked any local high school coach, they know what they're getting when they get a NorCal Elite player. I know I'm a head varsity coach at my own program, and without question, the first day of tryouts at those freshman tryouts, it's very clear, very, very clear who has played NorCal Elite. They don't need to wear a t-shirt. They don't need to wear a jersey. I can tell after 2 or 3 minutes of the tryout who has been coached and who has developed good habits, and it certainly helps those players out at the next level. And that's just me talking to you, but I can name other coaches in our area by name who would tell you the same thing. And so 8th graders, you're going to have some time now before high school starts in November. I encourage you to really maintain your habits. I will say, as a high school coach, that can be hard. Like when our season ends in March and then I see my players again in June, there always is a little bit of a drop-off in defensive habits and in body language type habits, rebounding habits, and it takes us a little time to get those back. So encouraging you graduating 8th graders, it's all about establishing great habits. Keep training the right way, keep training with the right people, and keep that fire inside of you, and wake up every day with a fire to become a better player. You've learned so many things that you don't even know how much you've learned that really extends to the next level. So excited to watch you all blossom into the high school players that you're all have the potential to become. To our younger players who are not graduating, into 9th grade, and hopefully we see a lot of you back. Whatever it is that you decide to do in the future, I would encourage you to keep the same buy-in you have had over the past year, and some of you more than a year, in this program. You all have bought in to becoming great defenders. Keep that buy-in. Keep it up. You've all bought into developing skills in practice and taking time in practice to put towards skill development, and not just scrimmaging and running up and down the whole time, and really running a practice like a high school level practice, which our coaches have done a great job of. We've all bought into that, and I encourage you to continue that buy-in wherever you go. For you players, buy into having great body language, right? Buy into showcasing passion on the court, whether that's through talking, enthusiasm for your teammates, defensive effort, diving on loose balls. Show a passion for the game. Continue to do that, as you move on. But as I said earlier, this game is all habits. It's all, are you getting better? And don't overthink it. Whatever you decide to do, just give your best effort, become a great defender, become a great ball handler, work on your shooting, and that's that. You're going to be a good player. So keep up the great work. Keep being coached. Seek out opportunities to be coached. I can't stress that enough to you guys. Like I said, as a guy that works with young players who become high school players, just seek out opportunities to be coached. It'll help you so much when you get to that level. If you've been coached, if you've learn to accept coaching, learn to accept being pushed and challenged, it really makes a difference at the next level. So again, thank you all for a great year. Obviously, would love to have you back in the program at tryouts. I'm excited for tryouts. I always say, you get to those tryouts, there's always 5 to 10 players that I come back from New Jersey and I see you in tryouts after 5 or 6 weeks of not seeing you, and I'm blown away by the improvement. There's always 5 or 10 of you that do that, and I'm excited to see who that is this year. Who's that player that I go to tryouts and say, whoa, he looks like a different kid. You can tell he's really been committing to the game. And even now, you guys have a couple weeks till tryouts. That's enough time to make a difference. Get out every day and work. Get out and work on your dribbling, work on your shooting. Most of you don't have school right now. You have additional time to really spend on these skills. So I hope you'll dedicate yourself to doing that. So again, thank you all. Looking forward to seeing you in a couple weeks. If you have any questions or want feedback or want to give feedback, please reach out to me. Parents, I'm happy to talk to you and happy to help any of you players on your journey to become a better player any way I can. Thank you all. Hope to see you soon.